And now we have some more inputs coming in on this story. CNN News 18 has accessed a report which will expose Canada's hypocrisy. 2018 public report on the terrorist threat to Canada has been accessed by CNN News 18. We will walk you through the details of that report. But now CNN News 18 has accessed a report which will be exposing Canada's hypocrisy. A 2018 public report has been accessed by us on the terrorist threat to Canada. Let us just walk you through what the report says. Now, the 2018 public report on the terrorist threat to Canada says that some individuals in Canada continue to support Khalistan extremist ideologies movement. So, the 2018 report says that some people in Canada back extremist idols. And it also says that it also mentions, in fact, about the the report mentions about the airline bombing which was allegedly done by the Khalistanis, and it further mentions about Babbar Khalsa and Sikh Youth Federation, who have been named as a terror group as being associated with terrorism and remain listed as terrorists. So these are the pointers which were mentioned in the 2018 report that has now been accessed by CNN News 18. We are now being joined by CNN News 18 Siddhant Mishra to tell us more about this report. Siddhant, could you give us more details about this report that has now been accessed by CNN News 18, which completely exposes the hypocrisy of Canada?
That's absolutely right. So we are putting out this report, which was formulated, which was perhaps prepared by a federal body in Canada. The name of the body is ITAC, Integrated Terrorism Assessment Center. Now, it is a federal body which belongs to Government of Canada, has presented this report in the year 2018, where they mentioned about the rise of Sikh extremism in Canada, and perhaps they also blame Khalistani groups for Air India 1985 bombings. This particular report also talks about Babbar Khalsa International Sikh Youth Federation, that how they are affiliated with terrorist groups. So basically, this report talks about all sorts of extremism and terrorism, potential terrorism on Canadian soil, in which Sikh extremism was also mentioned in 2018's report. Now, interesting part here is that right after this report was made public in 2018, Justin Trudeau had to face backlash from the Sikh community, from the Khalistani groups especially, not Sikh community, from the Khalistani groups. At that point in time also, so there was a lot, Canada witnessed a lot of protest also because of this report, and that perhaps became the reason that when in 2019 report came, it was a revised report in which the paragraph on Sikh extremism, Khalistani groups was removed. So we are putting out this story today to expose the hypocrisy of Canada, that they very well know that who is a threat to their land. They very well know that who is the real threat, or perhaps who is a real terrorist for their people. But despite that, Justin Trudeau, for the sake of vote bank politics, to get few more votes, is falsely implicating an Indian diplomat, accusing Government of India for the killing of Hardeep Singh Nijjar. And if this report was made in 2018, perhaps there was, I must presume that there was a briefing also which was done to the Prime Minister about these regarding these groups mushrooming in Canada. So, one thing is very clear, that Justin Trudeau is well aware about these groups, existence of these groups and their activities, including Babbar Khalsa, Sikh for Justice and other organizations, but he has not been deliberately acting against them because of the compulsion of the vote bank politics, and also his friend Jagmeet Singh, who holds the power of 24 votes in the House. And by putting this story out, we want to expose the hypocrisy of Canada, that the real threat is from the Khalistan. Even the intelligence wings of Canada understands it, but because of Mr. Justin Trudeau, since he is in power, he is the Prime Minister, the report was revised, the report was corrected, and there was no mention of Khalistani extremism in 2019's report, just to please one particular community, just to please one particular community for the vote bank politics. And now also what Mr. Trudeau is saying, perhaps lobbying against India You're trying to get America, UK, France, every single country on board to speak against India. Whatever he is doing because, again, for the vote bank politics, because he understands that his approval ratings are bad. He is 6% behind the conservatives in the surveys, and he needs some solid issue to perhaps gain the popularity to make up that 6%. And this is the reason that he is implicating India. He's blaming Indian diplomats, falsely blaming Indian diplomats without any evidence, without any proof. So this report perhaps is a proof, evidence which will expose Justin Trudeau and perhaps the government of Canada that in 2018 they were agreeing to the existence of Sikh extremism like Babbar Khalsa, the Sikh Youth Federation, and they also went on to accept that it was Sikh extremism behind the 1985 Air India bombing. That was the level of acceptance. That was the level of report which was formed by ITACA. But that report got diluted because of Justin Trudeau's vote bank politics. And in 2019, they came up with a revised report removing the paragraph on the Sikh extremism. Back to you.
All right, Siddhant, please stay with us. We have Sushant Sareen joining us on the broadcast on this story. But we will go to him in a while. But before that, we will just take our viewers through the report, the terrorist threat report that has been accessed by CNN News 18. This report is from 2018, which says that some individuals in Canada continue to support Sikh Khalistani extremist movements, and this political movement aims to create an independent home led by Khalistan in India. Violent activities in support of an independent Sikh since their height during the 1982-1993 period. And in fact, this report also mentioned about the airline attack that took place in 1985. It mentions that it was done by Khalistani extremists. And this report also mentions that Babbar Khalsa and Sikh Youth Federation were named as a terror group, and as they were being associated with terrorism, and it remains listed. They remain listed as terrorists. So we are getting you this exclusive report from 2018 on the terrorist threat in Canada, which has been exclusively accessed by CNN News 18, which completely exposes the hypocrisy of Canada. Well, we're slipping into a very short break right now, but we'll be right back with more updates on this story. Stay with us.